Okay, welcome again. My name is Sophia, and this is Chairman. Yeah.
Morning.
Morning.
Okay, before we start the real-time webinar, I will explain a few things with you. Okay. So can you see the material? I mean, the PPT slide.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, So we have just two follows here. So I don't think you have to change your name because I know you well. And I think everybody can hear me very well. So the real-time webinar start right now. So this is yeah, you may be, you may know this title very well. So again, this is Yang Choi, chairman of this real-time webinar. And my name is Sarpia. So this is details of real-time webinar. So you can see these things. So as an ice breaking, I think it will be really helpful to understand each other. So can you guys do self-introduction, and after that, what you guys are expecting from this training and the things that you want to do when you're visiting South Korea? Okay, so who will be the first speaker?
As you want, you can choose. I'm going first. Is it okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
mm, well, I don't think that is my right. So,
Morning, everyone. I am Sonia Kherbeshi from Algeria. So, I am a teacher at the University of Béjaïa, and I am responsible for master degree in the field of computing and audit. And my major research is about coordination and managing international projects. This is about me, and what I am expecting from the training is that our university is expected to promote our first innovative lab as an innovation space between our university and our partners from outside our ecosystem. And the training is helping us to understand about technology transfers from all over the world, and especially in terms of Technopark, because our university is specialized in many fields of engineering and computer sciences, natural science, and management. So we are promoting this field in international side and locally. And the third question is, what do you want to do when you visit South Korea? Uh, I knew South Korea before because I studied my PhD in China, and I work a lot with one professor in Korea, Mr. Hong from School of Seoul. So what I am expecting during the visit is to know more about the incubation process in technoparks and in science park for technology. So this is my expectation during this program, and I think lots Sophia and the professor Pucho. So thank you again.
thank you so much. Okay, so yeah. Um, Mr. Barzak, this is your turn.
Abdelzak. My name is Abdelzak Sba. So I am associate professor in the University of Bijaya also, and I work in the Department of Computer Science. So I am the responsible of bachelor in computer science, and also I work in a higher school in.
Mr. Saba, I think you have some problem with your access to internet. I cannot hear you and I cannot see you.
I think
Uh,
so.
Oh, it's okay now.
it's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I explain. I can. So I am interested in the technology transfer. Also, the field is in the field of transfer technological transfer. So, as Sonia said, the university is now creating an incubator. So we participate in this project. Also, I am interested to create an incubator in the higher school, especially for computer science field. So this is the expectation for our participation in this for trainings. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So, as you can see, we will have 15 minutes for presentation. After your presentation, Mr. Choi will give you some comment on your country report. And after finishing those two things, we have time for discussion. So, at the time, you can give us some questions regarding this program or building action plan. So, who will be the presenter for the country report?
It's me who will present the country
Yes.
report.
Okay, so can you share your country report on the screen?
I think you have to cancel your screen.
Actually, I changed the setting that you
Okay.
can share your.
Okay. I think I can do it. Wait, just 1 second. Are you seeing the screen?
Oh, oh yeah, yeah, I can see it.
Okay. Uh, so morning again. I will introduce our country report for analyzing economic and industrial status by in Algeria, seeking for development direction. So the first chapter before, so we introduce ourselves, and from the feedback we received, the professor asked us about the field and roles of our university collaboration with the industry. So as you know, Béjaïa University is a multidisciplinary high institution, and several fields of collaboration are in our university regarding health and food technology, computing, digitalization, languages, management, and so on. And as a partner, we are a partner in several Erasmus international projects. As far we can say in Start and Satellite, aiming the capacity building in terms of entrepreneurship, innovation, and technology transfer. So the content of the presentation is divided in 3 chapters. The first is the country overview, the status of the economy and the industry, and the third one is the issues in the industry. So as you can see the country map, Algeria is in the north of Mediterranean side, and we are near from Italy and Spain, and we have several ports in Algeria, and the capital is Algiers. To know more about our country, so we have a gross national income about approximately $4,000, and gross domestic product in terms of capital is near also $4 million, and the population is about 44 million people. Affecting the global warming of our atmosphere. So the consequence upper is in the rainfall and drought in the capacity since approximately 1970s. And we are also suffering from soil degradation and coastal erosion. But the most consequences lead to fall in the field of agriculture, crops, notably 15%. And here in the second chapter, regarding the status of the economy. So the scale of GPD and economic growth, nearly in the 3 years, the economic growth is going down and is going up regarding the years and regarding the pandemic to days. So these are estimated growth for the last year, 2.3%. We have in terms of export and import respectively 41 billion and 35 billion dollars. Sorry, the principal trending country, we have the main import partner, as you can see here: China, France, Italy, Spain, and Germany. And in main export partner, we have the same country, but we have also Netherlands, Turkey, and USA. In terms of employment, the first sector, including services, we have an employment, we can say, much important, around in 60%. In terms of, unfortunately, in economic development goals, we don't have any data about this, and even the main major projects in the country. We checked several websites, but we couldn't find any public results about this. But in terms of the industry, we choose two most important industry, which is energy and food processing, or we can say manufacturing, in the agriculture side. So let me first introduce the energy industry. This is the first in the country because it's developing from central government regarding petrol and gas. So we have natural resources. And the question from the feedback is that aren't there any grant policies we have regarding the energy? And today the consistency of the renewable energy program is carried out from over the period of 2015 to 2030. So the principal goal of the industry of energy is to attain 20,000 million watts from the sector. So the first phase was 2015 to 2020 from photovoltaic side, wind energy, GSP, geogeneration, and so on, as we can see in the table. And we have a provision for, we can say, next year to 2030. This is the principal goal of our national program, to attain in total 2,000 million watts, because we want to specialize in other sectorial field in energy side. So the government is supporting this strategy in terms of national fund for energy management and renewable energies and cogeneration. In terms of level of technology in the industry, because in the first country report we didn't provide any data, but we improved this part according to the export cumulative rate in 2019. And we conduct this table, as you can see, for several products, as we can mention the crude oil and natural gas as level of technologies, the commodities. But we have from gas, natural gas, products manufactured from natural resources with approximative rate of 25%. We have also in condensate electricity as low technology manufacturers with a percentage of 5, which is low for our country. But in terms, for instance, of refined product, we can see here intermediate technology manufacturers with a rate of approximately 16%. And you can find several other products from this website provided here. And the stage of the trade in this industry is a little bit high because we have hydrocarbons in terms of exportation, which is approximately 34 billion dollars in 2019. And in terms of importation, we have much less because we have our own capacity. So it is approximately 30,000 billion of goods in terms of importation in 2019. And in terms of human resources, that we only have the capacity for 2019 and 18. Sorry, it's around you can say 140,000 people employed in this field. Regarding the status of government policies, as I said, we are aiming a diversification strategy regarding excluding the hydrocarbons to increase from 50% to 60%. As you can say, great opportunities for us. And the country has a strong demand. This is important for agri-food products, and today food accounts, for example, for Algeria in terms of capacities 45%, which is almost, you can say, half in terms of demand, because we have some strong imports of basic products. And Algeria ranks the third place in the world, you can see here, in terms of imports of milk and dairy products. This is, you can say, not very good for us, because we have several manufacturers in agri-food processing. So we have to work a lot in this side. And the level of industry here regarding the agri-food industry is that you can say here in the level of technology in the table provided, most of them, you can say 70% and 80% are about commodities in terms of principle. Natural foods as dates, figs, pineapple, mostly are fruit and vegetable, and fish. We are also in sugar beets and cane sugar, and so on. And these are the structure of exportation in this first months of the year. In terms now of exportation in this field, agri-food, we approximately attained 40,000 billion in 2019, and in terms of importation, we are approximately in 8 billion in 2019. We provided several statistics regarding each product in the agri-food industry. But we have to focus on the main partners, as you can see here, leading suppliers. We see here China as the leader suppliers, ahead of France, Italy, Spain, Germany, and United States. We have also partners as Turkey, Republic of Korea, and Brazil and Argentina. And in terms of human resources, you can see here the huge amount of person employed in this sector. We are approximately 150,000 employees in agriculture, and with approximately 70,000 industrial companies, which is represented by 95% in the private sector. So the private sector here is leading, you can say, a leader in the agri-food sector. In terms now of status of SMEs and startup in the country, we find this data, but we didn't have any data about each sector respectively. So the global SMEs population is about nearly now 1 million, more than 1 million SMEs population, with the private legal entities regarding, you can say, a half of them, which is an evolution of 5%. And the major SMEs and startup in the country, you can say ITs and food processing. Why? Because when we are looking out this table regarding SMEs and startup with proportion and the evolution in different sectors, you can see here the arts and crafts appear with 11%, manufacturers industry, which is 5% evolution, and so on in agriculture, in hydrocarbons, energy, in mines and related services. So this is the main statistic we have in this field. And now in terms of employees capacity, we have in private sector more than 50% of employment, which is increasing every year. And regarding major issues in industry, we provide this table as an overview of manufacturing industry. So we have several fields, as you can see: systems, engineering, materials, in construction fields, in chemistry, plastic, in food processing, in textile, in leather, wood, paper, and other industries. So the most of them are in the field of ITs and food processing. In the last chapter, before going in the last chapter, issues of the industry, we can say we have two most difficulties. The first one is in the side of development for the industry, because we have really, you can say, good or bad dependence only on the oil and gas industry. We have the reduction in public investment. This is most suffering for SMEs development. And we have a lack of comprehensive industrialization strategy. And this is the aim of the training, because we are suffering from this. We don't have any expert strategy, you can say expertise strategy in industrialization. And this is the huge work we are aiming to do. So in terms of support of SMEs, it's starting to be institutionalized. You can say in the end of the first half of 1990s, so the last year, Algeria constitutes a large part of economic fabric. We can say almost 1 million companies, and the majority active in services, craft and construction. And this is this population national economy is concentrated in with approximately, you can say, sharing the national growth approximately of 70%. And the second limitation is the lack of government support system. And the third one is the absence of advices and assistance in the training system. And here, the feedback for processing solution, we are aiming to diversification strategy in industrial map, reducing dependencies on hydrocarbons, because this is the aim also of national programs. As we can say, encouraging the creation of companies, especially in the private sector, and regarding ITs and the agri-food fields. And the second processing solution is about side of support of SMEs and startup in terms of networking, because this is the most difficulties in Algeria, so that we are suffering from a poor network in terms of collaboration and exchanging solution with other countries of the world. And we don't have any support for creation this, we can say, in institutionalized startup, because we are just focusing on SMEs, but we don't understand what is the need of the startup. And the question provided from the feedback is as following: are there any collaborative program with foreign country? Sincerely, we check out several data, and we arrived with two main cooperation with foreign country. The first one is with Italy, which is approximative signed. You can say this consortium will be signed in the end of this year, and this is regarding financing, technology transfer, research and development in the field of innovation. And the second partnership or collaboration is with the Dutch cooperation, is with the Dutch yes, it's with the Dutch program. So it's aiming to select 40 startups supported by by experts within a year in Netherlands to access potential investors and clients in terms of supporting the diversification in Algeria and encouragement of youth employment. And since Algeria is the first economic partner in the Maghreb, so in the area of Tunisia, Morocco, and Algeria, so this is about 2 billion of trade with a positive balance for Algeria in specialized fields, so in agriculture, as for the milk, cheese, potato, seed. This is kind of example, as well as in chemical equipments mainly, and in terms of encouragement of other cooperation between these countries in the field of expertise, sustainable development, optimization, climate changes, and you can say innovation in other fields also. So this is the two main cooperation between our country and the other country of the world. So this is the end of my presentation. I hope that you got several points positively in our country. And if you have questions regarding this, we are expecting to answer that. So thank you again.
Thank you, Sonia. Thank you for your presentation.
Welcome.
Okay, Mr. Choi will give him his comment on your country report.
Okay, shall I turn out the screen sharing or?
Yeah, please.
Okay, I will.
Oh no, actually, Mr. Choi wants please share your presentation material on the screen.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm Young.
It's okay.
Yeah, but I go by Choi. I have family name in Korea. First, I'd like to talk to you about your country reports, especially
Yeah.
device content. The first page. Do you have any plan to expand collaboration program for industry university?
You mean in our university, which are our strategies regarding cooperation with Korea?
Yeah, university collaboration program.
Yeah, actually, yesterday we've talked with our vice president in our school, and he is aiming to collaborate with the Korean partner regarding, for instance, in the field of natural resources, as well as water treatment, water, or other field as innovation and technology transfer, which is important for our incubator. So the main plan is that we are aiming to have some exchange of experiences and expertise in the field of innovation and technology transfer. Because the much problem we have is that we don't have any support for commercialization. How can say commercialize our innovative products? Because our research is aiming to, for example, design some prototype, some innovative solution, but we don't have this experience how to commercialize with the industry. So we didn't find today the matches between the need of the society in terms of this product and our field of research. And which is important for us as university is that we don't have any specialized field. We are multidimensional because we have some experiences in terms of chemical, physics, astronomy, petrol, natural sciences. So what is our expectation with Korea is to learn how to materialize our research conducting with the industry part. So this is the main point of collaboration. I don't know if Mr. Sba wants to say something more about this.
Said all think. I think that you have said all the expectation of the collaboration between University of Bijaya and Korea is you have said all things for collaboration between the University of Bijaya and enterprises. There is some initiative, for instance, between the university and the Civital Society enterprise. Civital enterprise is agro.
We have a leader in agri-food, which is called Civital. It's an international group which is located in Bijaya. So they are our first partner in regarding collaboration, but in the agri-food sector. And I join what Mr. Saba is saying because we are promoting our first incubator. And we need assistance in how we can promote and how we can assist our youth researcher regarding this issue, because this is much important. I know Korea has much experience in the commercial part of innovation, because it's not same as, for instance, in America. We are only focusing on producing innovative product. Innovative solution, but we don't focus on commercialization. But the main point in Korea, the issue of commercializing this solution, innovative solution, is the best way to sustain innovation and exchange with the society. So this is our aim.
For the matter, I'd like to talk to you more deeply. Do you have any organization or entity for supporting industry and university collaboration program at your university or any other university?
Yeah, we have some facilities.
Entity or organization
inside our university
who are supporting industry, university collaboration program. Are there any entity or organization for supporting industry and university collaboration program at your university or any other university?
Yeah, we have
for example, it's called this as Industry University Collaboration Foundation in Korea.
Yeah.
A similar organization or entity in your country or in your university?
I understand. In our country, it's not the same because each university is supporting itself within the cooperation. We, for instance, if we want to do a cooperation with Korea or Japan, in terms of industry and academia, we have inside our university some facilities that we call the Center of Innovation and Competencies. We have this kind of support inside our university. And we have other support as employment reliability between industry and our academia. This kind of support we have inside our university, and this is specific for us because Bejaya is working outside of the research. So we are aiming to abroad our research outside the laboratory, for instance, of research. So we have this kind of facilities. Unfortunately, this support is not enough for us because we don't have this expertise. This is our lack.
When do you think the organization or entity is starting to supporting industry or university collaboration program?
The embassy?
Yeah, when do you think the organization or entity who are supporting industry university collaboration program is started? When?
Yeah, actually we have, and last week we have signed a cooperation with the Spanish embassy regarding the promotion of Spanish language in our facilities, because we have in our university a department for intensive languages. So this is one, and another one is with Embassy of China. We have kind of cooperation for exchanging program with academia and researchers. So this is the second one, and we have another one with Italy, with La Sapienza, University of La Sapienza. We have also this cooperation for industry and academia cooperation as exchanging also program. So our you can say administrative and technical employment is going abroad in these facilities to exchange and to learn some other practices and to pull out in our university and making some trainees for other employees. So we have this kind of cooperation.
Okay, page two.
Sonia, can you share the material on the page second page?
Second page?
Yeah, right.
This one?
Next page. Climate
The
change.
country.
Climate change.
Here?
Yeah, right. Yeah, the bottom line.
This one?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we answer this question here. The consequence of global warming. Since 1970s, as I said before, we are starting to suffer with the rainfall, reduction of rainfall, because we have kind of soil degradation and coastal erosion, which is yielding to crops agriculture with approximately 50%. And this is the huge damage of our you can say this phenomenon of on global warming.
I think climate change is affected to your main industry, especially agriculture. So
Yes.
yeah, I recommend you to describe your action plan or development strategy for this matter. Yeah. So
Yes.
and the main industry is playing a big role for developing your country. So please refer the climate change. Yeah. For
Yes. Yes. Yes.
and next,
You mean another question, yeah?
Just a moment.
Here, aren't there any grant policies of central government for developing the energy industries? Here?
is, 14th page 14.
Can you jump to the chapter 3? The page.
Chapter 3? Okay, okay. Chapter 3.
Yeah. I've been to your country many years ago, maybe 28 or 9.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a big impression for the potential resource that you have. But
Yes.
yeah, uh, the main industry may be agriculture or oil and natural gas. But I think the potential that you have is more deeply observed through your other industry and other reason. Then, is
Yes.
there any plan to develop your potential resource, including natural gas? Yeah.
Actually, Algeria has been, yeah, of course, as you can say, dominated by oil and natural gas. But they are planning to make, as you can see here, I'm showing here this. Algeria is expecting to have a diversification plan regarding other sectors, absorbing, you can say, absorbing hydrocarbons resources. As you can see here in system engineering, construction, chemistry, agri-food, textile, and other manufacturing. But the plan here is to provide a fund, actually is in terms of investment, but they don't have any other, you can say, illustrative strategy regarding this issue. They are just having the aim of diversification strategy, but we don't have any, how you can say, uh, plan of, let's say, a scheme plan for this issue.
Are there any strategic industry in your country or major reason?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Are there any strategic industry for your country or any other reason for developing your industry or economic growth?
Yeah, I can. How I said before, they are aiming to do a technology transfer to support SMEs with foreign countries. So they are doing some collaboration in the field of financing and research development in innovative startup. So the main strategy of our government is to implement this innovative startup in other fields, especially in time of ITs, because we are having these potentialities, and also in terms of diversification in energy sector with other how to say from, for example, sun and wind, one potentialities. Because we have the technical level for this, but the lack of professionalizing the industry is still growing up. I hope I answered the question.
Through the analysis, through the result of analysis by control report like this, we cannot draw the implication for developing country or region industry. So your report is good for difficult and processing solution, but I want to you to describe or present to me more deeply your Polish or and grand macro strategic design in your country or major or region.
You mean in terms of action plan, yeah?
Yeah.
So the action plan is much deeply, you can say, a discussion much deeply regarding this level of technology here for agri-food and energy. We are aiming to transform, so in terms of processing, transform these commodities in terms of low or intermediate technology manufacturers. So the design strategy is about this, to grow up from commodities to low or intermediate technology, especially in terms of potentiality in life of the current solution. Do you have any strategies or plan for industrial development in light of the current situation? The main plan is that promoting cooperation for growing up the expertise in terms of sustainable development, but for not for all sectors, because we have much potentialities in agri-food processing. So we want to grow up from commodities in terms of level of technology to low tech manufacturing or intermediate manufacturing. Why not for high technology manufacturers? I think the solution is here because we have a fund of investment regarding hydrocarbons. So we can use these funds to promote this kind of innovation, but without cooperation with other expertising societies in the world, we cannot do this. Because we have these competencies in terms of technology processing, but we don't have the profile of expertise in this field. So our university thought about why not to make an incubator to facilitate this kind of initiative. This is the main industrial development plan.
Your report shows that the difficulties for developing industry in your country or region is the degree of dependence on specified industry like agriculture or oil and natural gas. Then do you have any plan to diversify your main strategy industry to your country or region?
You can write down the question.
Yeah.
Here, in terms of plans to diversify important strategic industry, regarding the any schemes, yeah, the schemes here is to promote the digitalization of the economy, which is now the aim of uh, our country. And the scheme is here to improve the network between the SMEs, startups, and the solution from industry. The third one is to support the creation of SMEs and startup, but in the private sector, because we are suffering from public investment much stronger. So why not to have kind of investment funds in SME support? And now, I don't know if you want, but in Algeria, in terms of government policy, they are starting to do this by promoting one ministry exclusively for SMEs and startup and incubation. And this is huge for us, for our country, because it is one of the solutions. We don't have any support for this. For instance, the students in our campuses, they are aiming to provide a youth solution for industrial companies here regarding the territory, but they cannot go further than the process. So why not to make kind of some incubators to provide this support for both the country and the the academia, I mean. But as I say, we don't have any how to say proficient scheme to go through the diversification strategy. This is the most big lake, you can say, in our country.
Are there any
It's just in this year that we have the Ministry of Small Enterprises and Startups. Also in this year, only in this year, that we have added in the concept of startups and incubator in the law, Algerian law. Previous year, we haven't this concept. We haven't the concept of startup. There is only enterprises. So there exists any support from the government to startups or this concept. However, in this year, they add the concept of startup and changed the law and proposed to the university to create incubators. However, they do not detail how supporting this incubator or this relation between university and enterprise and industry. We are staying to obtain the methods and how we can be supported to create such structures in the university and participate in the collaboration with the industry.
We have some problem for Technopark business. One of them, there are a similar entity or organization like Technopark. Are there any similar organization or entity like Technopark and for supporting SMEs and startups Are there any similar institution or entity or organization in your country?
Today, we don't have we don't have a specialized technopark or science park. We are starting to create this kind of facilities, but not a technopark as we can see in Korea or China, but the first stage of technopark, stage of incubator. So I think Korea did that in 1960s, and imagine here for 2020, we are starting to grow up this idea. So this is maybe the difference between our two countries.
Generally, or academically, the role of Technopark are reindustrialization and local or region development and a synergy effect through a networking hub um, for for supporting this function. You have a similar institution or entity like Technopark.
Yeah, we have one national, I think, incubator in the capital, in Algiers, which is supporting SMEs and startup, but in the field of engineering. Maybe it's starting 2 years ago, but for instance, in other how can I say, in other localities of Algeria, as you can say, Bijaya, for instance, our university, we have dedicated people for that. We have some experiences for this, but we don't have any mutualized structure to support this kind of incubation or this kind of support. So 2 weeks ago, we sent our application to the government to provide us with these facilities. We already built the facilitation, I can say building, and we have selected some profiles that we need for the incubator. And now this experience with Korea and other important support from InStart project and Satellite project, which is located in Spain and French respectively, helped us to understand how we can integrate and exchange this kind of expertise within a facilitation structure. So I think maybe next June for 2021, we will have a dedicated facilities in our university. So this is a first step to incubate this kind of startups, and but we organize several challenges around the country for student and academia who has having this innovative idea as a startup or innovation challenges to help industry to understand which solution will be much suitable for their objectives or problems. So if I can summarize this question, we are starting to implement or emerge in this kind of incubation, but not in terms of technopark. I don't know if you understand my point. We are in the first step of this.
If you are speaking in a word, the main role for Technopark, it will be a platform system. So it's expected that industrial economy environment that we have faced and will face would or will evolve into the platform economy. by many Technopark or any other regional development agency. So the role of regional government or regional development agency will become more important for growing your economic growth or regional development. So I recommend
Yes.
you to um, set a suitable Technopark model specified in your country or region according to your resource, which human resource and physical resource or network or social resource.
Yes, yes. Completely agreed. Yes, we are completely agreed with you because the regional regional policies and local policies are favorable for this kind of position. So we are working as a network, as ecosystem for building this kind of facilities. I think it will be coming soon as expectation
Maybe.
because this is becoming a rule everywhere. I mean, each country should have this kind of facilities. So we are starting to implement this kind of support.
And what do you think about entrepreneurship for growing your SMEs and startups for developing your country or region? Entrepreneurship.
Sophia, you can write down the question
Okay, just a moment.
because the sound is not suitable.
Mhm.
Are you listening? Hello.
Okay, so you can see the chat.
How is the entrepreneurship cultivation for the development of SMEs developing in your country? What do you mean with the entrepreneurship cultivation? You mean the culture of entrepreneurship?
Culture, yeah, right, yeah. I
The
think,
culture of
yeah, I think that the main difficulties for growing SMEs and the startups in your country will be lack of entrepreneurship or any other parts. Yeah. So at this point, what do you think about entrepreneurship for developing your SMEs and startups in your country?
our government is supporting or is in promoting entrepreneurship since 2000, nearly 2012. We have several kind of financial support, and since you can say 2016, 16, we are starting to growing up with kind of specific training and specific specific training regarding entrepreneurship in several fields. So our university with the local government is implementing kind of expertise and training facilities for in the society to promote entrepreneurship, but not in terms of startup. This is the problem. We are promoting SMEs and private SMEs, and if you can see the statistics, the SMEs is growing much and much better. But in terms of startup or innovative solution, we don't have any since today we don't have any SMEs regarding the issue of innovative solution. We are starting to implement this gradually, but I agree with you because it's important to cultivate entrepreneurship. But we have, me and Mr. Seba, have to work for action plan regarding this issue to cultivate entrepreneurship here in the university and in the local government. But till today, what we have regarding this issue, we have some local facilities here around the university which provide support, accommodation, financial resources, training, expertise, and kind of consulting programs. If, for example, an entrepreneurship wants to move forward solution for other industry.
Yeah. There are many kinds of organization or entity for supporting entrepreneurial growth or developing industry in your country or region.
Yeah, we have national support. We have here in Algeria we have 4 commodities. They are coming from national policies, and here in the local government we also have 2, I think, sorry, 2 facilities, and another one is the university. So this is the 3 main actors who are working out to cultivate entrepreneurship in our region and in Algeria. And this kind of support is not new because it is I think it's working since 10 to 12 years today. So this is 10 years ago kind of potentialities in Algeria.
If you are establishing Technopark or any other similar entity for supporting SMEs and startups, it's essential to check whether preconditions are in place and, if possible, optimized by your reason characteristic or the needed items or industry. Then, which level for precondition for establishing or supporting entity for your country at this point?
Yeah, at this point, we have dedicated some kind of mission in the local government and in the central government for how to say, for mapping the partners in local development, or not in locality, at local level and at central level. So we have kind of a catalog, we can say a catalog or map of our partners in societies and in private and public sectors. So we did this as the first stage to promote the dialogue and the discussion around the major issues related to this. Analyze the regional characteristic. Yeah, if you want to establish a Technopark, you need to analyze. Yeah, we did this, analyze the regional characteristic, because when we discussed with our local government and central government, when I say central government, I mean the Ministry of Higher Education. We discussed with them, and we have we did a mapping of partners who can potentially implements such as you can say a technopark, because the central government, in terms of law, he is starting to, how to say, to sign some institutionalized reform regarding Technopark. Because this idea is not new in Algeria for Technopark. They did it in three several localities in Algeria. Our locality, Béjaïa, we have Porch Borige in another locality, and we have also in Constantine another, the third locality. So we established kind of technopark in the field of engineering and the system of food processing. So this is the first line of the plan, which is the law, the institutional law, and the second one is the mapping of the most potential partner regarding the industry leaders in several fields. And the third one, we discuss with these leaders to implement kind of a sort of question replies, question answer, to establish which field in Algeria should be promoted most when we are going through a technopark establishment. So this is a major plan which is taken by three phases. So discussion, establishment of partnership, and mapping the problems and the potential solution regarding the local and central government. So this is the plan to think or to implement, not to implement because we have already implemented, but to proceed and to start to include some SMEs and startup within the Technopark. So this is the major plan for Algeria.
Even if they any trade recorded between your country and Korea by your reports, but we don't have any collaboration program with the US country and Korea. Is there any main reason?
It is. There is no reason because even the agency of KOICA called me, and the facilitator, I mean in Algeria, he asked me if we want to promote kind of cooperation between Algeria and Korea. I say, yeah, why not? Because we didn't have any experiences before with Korea. Mainly support came from European Union and USA and China also, because China is kind of an old diplomatic partner. And with Korea, we didn't have any experience before. We are starting, I think, 2 years ago to have academic exchange with Korea, but it's really few. Maybe you can say 5 people each year, or maybe less. So why not to make an action plan to discuss issues relating SMEs in terms of cooperation, mainly in expertise and training to facilitate the implementation of Technopark and incubators in the fields that we want to promote. So this is a big opportunity for us, because even we didn't know KOICA before. This is the first time, and it was leading from our ministry. So they really want to engage some kind of cooperation, but we didn't know before the KOICA investigation and missions. So this is the first experience we have with Korea. I mean, the Republic of Korea.
Do you have any plan to expand the collaboration program between your country and any other African country?
For us,
Yeah, your country and other African countries. Any plan?
African country.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are sharing today the African Union regarding agri-food sectors, because we are aiming to provide, not to provide, but to go through the climate change, and the African Union is helping us with program exchange for academia and students regarding the experiences we have in especially in agri-food and engineering and chemical and another one for water statements. So we have kind of cooperation which is called the prima cooperation, mainly for how to say, the protection of natural resources regarding water, especially water, and human resources as exchanging program, and leading for how can say Mother Africa. This is the project's name. So we have the cooperation with the other African countries, especially South Africa, the Central Africa, and our neighbors, Algeria and Tunisia. Yeah.
Isn't it included the renewable energy?
Renewable energy,
yeah.
completely for renewable energy, regarding wind energy and photovoltaic. Yes, we have because it is the how to say, the central plane. So we call it 2015, 2030. So we have a plan with Africa regarding the renewable energy, and it is started 5 years ago. It is still implemented until 2030. Regarding five aspects, I share it here in the screen. Photovoltaic, wind energy, GSP, which is the gas, cogeneration, biomass, and geothermal. This is the six, I think, main strategy for renewable energy in Africa. So this is still going. It is not already finished. It is still going to be implemented until 2030. And the goal is to have more than 20,000, how to say, the unit. I not say something wrong. 2,000 million watts broken down by sectors. And here you can see, if I am sharing with you the country report. I can send it after by mails. You can see here the consistency under the program of Africa between these years. It is almost 15 years project.
What do you think about water industry?
Water industry.
Yeah.
We have cooperation for water industry because we are suffering about water treatment. We are suffering a lot with this problem, and we are started Prima project with the European Union and Africa maybe 4 years ago, and we want to do a kind of cooperation with Japan, because they are kind of cooperation for water, but we didn't do it because we missed the deadline. They have a deadline for the project, and we didn't see the deadline, so we didn't promote this project. But with Korea, I think it will be working must, because in terms of water treatment, we have a lot of to do, and we are really suffering with this problem, and we have so many small, you can say, SMEs to solve this problem. But in terms of innovative solution, we don't have much experience in this field. So we thought about this problem with Korea, and another problem was coming. It is the transportation, urban transportation. As I said, I have visited Korea in 2015 within my doctoral program, and I have seen how the urban traffic in Korea was implemented in terms of innovative solution. And here we don't have any smart cities or smart, you can say, smart territory. So these two problems can be checked out or can be planned in the action plan regarding the cooperation with Korea.
Okay, thank you, Sonia. Thank you, Sonia, for your presentation and your answers for the questions and comments. Yeah, I strongly hope that this time is really helpful for building your action plan. And
Yes.
You guys have template for action plan ready, right? So after completing your action plan, and you have to submit to your action plan until 2nd November, and the second real-time webinar is on the 5th November. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you again so much, and yeah, see you on next Thursday. Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
Thursday.
Nice
Thank
talking
you.
to you. Yeah, say hello to your Sahara Desert.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.